looking at stuff on the internet, the best videos are always in landscape because it doesn't put those weird bars on the side. It does the fill in. But also, almost always, you get some kind of comment chain underneath it. So it's already taking up only half your screen. So you're already looking at something that's proportioned for landscape. So when you take video, go landscape too. It's not that hard. It's sideways. You know, I'm holding a note here. It's pretty big. It's easy enough to hold them on. Not bad. Okay. Landscape. That's number one. I'll write that down for you.
Are you supposed to be recording it right now?
Yes.
Oh.
Record. Landscape. Landscape. Record in landscape. Now, you've got your landscape. You got your landscape going on. Now, a lot of us, I mean, I'm doing it right now too, you're kind of holding it out, aren't you? All right, you're doing this thing. But here's the thing. The human body is a dynamic operation. You are a bag of carbon full of water with some metal sticks in it that are bouncing, held together by tension, like rubber bands. That's what you are. I mean, you're literally made out of that stuff. It's hard for us not to bounce and jiggle. I know you've been watching stuff online, and you were watching it, and you were getting seasick because a mofo couldn't stand still. Things you can do to help. Do this. Bring your elbows in. Right? I'm holding it with my hands. I'm bringing my elbows in. You can even see the difference when you're just looking at your screen. You hold it with one hand out. Right? You want to look around. Kind of turning it. And you're doing this. I'm exaggerating, obviously. But you're doing this. It's kind of going with your breath. You get it? Put those elbows in. You're locking it more in. You're using more muscle control to control the direction of this thing. Getting your elbows in. Elbows in. Into your body. Out, out. More dynamic. More flexion, right? Less dynamic. Eccentric. You're tensing more muscles. You're keeping them tense. So it bounces. Breathe. Breathe. All right, you've got your hands on it. You put your elbows in. You're tempted to turn with your hands, aren't you? Someone's doing something, the action's happening. I was down at the Cayuga Lake the other day, which I spent like almost every day at the Cayuga Lake this whole summer. It was beautiful. Right? And people were like windsurfing. And my kids were like, "Oh my God, Dad, get this." And I was like, all right. Pulled out my phone. Elbows in. I'm sitting on the shore. Guy is zooming by. It was one of those nice windy days. He was gone. But I didn't do this. And that's going to screw with you. You're going to turn it up and down a little bit. You're going to mess with it. Again, you want to try and not use hard, reflexive, reflection kind of movements. You want that eccentric. You want to engage as many muscles as possible, and you want strong motor control. So, turn with your core. You got those elbows in. You got your hands on here. You're in landscape. You turn with your core, it comes smooth. Right? And it's keeping it in front of your eyes, too. So you see what you're really grabbing. You can really see it. So turn the core. Turn with your core. Okay. So all cameras, and this is going to be true for the ones that we are going to be using during the semester, the nice cameras. A camera has a round lens. You can see your lens. You can see what's recorded. You can see it. It's there. It's round, right? But you're looking at a square screen, right? It's a rectangle. If you're in landscape, or sorry, if you're in portrait, you're wrong, but it's still a rectangle. So this is an issue, right? Something has to give. Something's being trimmed off here. Something is taking that round shape because the lens is curved. It's convex. sticks out. If you take the little cover off, which you can actually do, there's just like a little bead in there. Right? That thing is what's recording. And our cameras are going to be the same way. The actual physical digital video cameras are the same way. It's a round lens, it's convex. Your eyes are the same way. It's a round lens, it's convex. Sticks out, convex. So, what it really is getting, if you want that center 75%, I have, I'm not sure if you can all see this at all. I put my hand in front of it. I have set on the grid lines on my camera. That doesn't show up on the recording. But what it does let me know is where's the center of my recording area? That center 75%. Forget the edges. Forget the top and the bottom. Right? Now it's already, your camera's already kind of doing that to a certain degree, because it's already dealing with the fact that it's a small little bead. There's a lot of software going on right here. Pretty amazing stuff. There's a reason why your phone costs as much as it does. Pretty amazing recording software built into your phone already. But that center 75% is the only part that it's actually focusing on correctly. And no amount of software can deal with that curve. So you still have to have that physicalness of it, the actual, what are you trying to get in here? I want that center 75%. If you can find the grid lines, it's usually in the advanced functions, turn them on. They don't show up in your recordings. They just help you get the right part. Center 75%. Center 75%. Whatever you're recording, you want to keep in that middle range. So here's one edge of my recording. Here's the other edge right here. You are in my center 75 right now. Looking good. Thank you. Okay, center 75%. Then, this is the last trick. We have an issue. Again, we are dynamic beings. Sometimes we want to record something. I went to one of the BLM protests in Ithaca, right? My kids, my ex-wife, we all went together. And my kids said, hey, Dad, record this. I was like, of course. I didn't have a lot of battery. I wanted to wait until we got to the police station. I stopped. That was the important part. That was where they were doing their minute or their 7.5 minutes of silence, right? That was where the protesters had their speech. That was the important place. So I waited until we got there, and then I wanted to remain still. I didn't want to just stand at the edges like this, getting it, right? I wanted to be able to be nice and flat and level and true, and be able to really concentrate, get the protest, like the leaders of the march, in that center 75%. I wanted to be able to hear what they were saying, so I got up next to the bridge, and I became a tripod, right? If you can't lean against something, because leaning against something is going to be better. If you can't lean against something, you get in this horse stance. You know, horse stance, yoga, feet shoulder width apart, slightly askew, bend your knees, you lock your knees, you bounce harder, you vibrate. Bend your knees a little bit, elbows in, turn the core, right? I can get smooth video. But if I want to stand still and record what someone is saying, I want to actually physically immobilize myself. The best way to do that is get to a solid surface. Walls, desks, doorways. Do that right now. Run over to a wall. I'm going to get in the doorway. Run over to a wall. And you should be able to see me where I'm standing. Right? I'm going to put my shoulder into this. Shoulder here. Right foot. Out. Out. Nice and far. Left foot right up against that door. Right in there. Holding with the center 75. Look at your video. It's dead still. Beautiful. 3 points of contact. Shoulder. 1. Foot. 2. Other foot. 3. Right? I am taking myself out of the holding part of this. I'm creating a tripod with my body. If I have to, I can turn a desk. Or in the case of where I was, the stone bridge had little ramparts on it. One, my sternum into the front of it. 2, 3, tripod. Right? I'm letting my body weight into my sternum, into this. That takes it off my arms. So now my elbows being on here, they are just holding up the weight of my arms and the phone. I can be dead still. Right? If you have a web conference with one of your teachers and you have to do a presentation and you got a friend, a good friend, can you just stand there for like 10 minutes? Stand here for 10 minutes. Okay, no. Do the thing my professor taught you. Become a tripod. 10 minutes? Oh yeah, I can do this for 10 minutes. Yeah. Nice and dead still. All right, those are the 5 key things that you can do. Go back to your seats. 5 key things. 5 key things. There are 2 things that I want you to think about.